Once upon a time, in a small town, there lived an old toy maker named Geppetto. Geppetto had made a wooden puppet named Pinocchio, whom he loved very much. Pinocchio was different from other puppets. Geppetto had given him a magical touch, bringing him to life. Pinocchio could move, talk, and feel like a real boy. One morning, while Geppetto was working in his workshop, Pinocchio ran up to him excitedly. "Geppetto, can I help you too? I can go to the forest and collect some materials," he said. Geppetto smiled and nodded. "Of course, but be careful. The forest is big and can be dangerous." Pinocchio took a small basket from Geppetto and went outside. The day was sunny and beautiful. The forest was full of 1,000 shades of green, and the chirping of birds cheered Pinocchio up. He was enjoying exploring. As he went deeper into the forest, Pinocchio collected branches, flowers, and leaves from different trees. But after a while, he got lost and didn't know where he was. He looked around in panic, but he couldn't see anything familiar. The forest was getting darker and quieter. Pinocchio's heart started beating fast. Suddenly, he heard an evil laugh from the bushes. A huge wolf emerged from the shadows. Its eyes were glowing, and its teeth were shining white. "Welcome, little puppet," the wolf said mockingly. "What are you doing in this forest?" Pinocchio tried to speak bravely, despite his fear. "I was just collecting materials. I want to go home." The wolf circled Pinocchio and laughed mockingly. "The forest is a dangerous place, little friend. You seem to be lost." Pinocchio took a step back as the wolf got closer. "If you help me, I can take you to the exit," said the wolf, but there was a treacherous gleam in his eyes. Pinocchio thought he had no other choice, despite his doubts. "Okay, help me," he said. The wolf began to lead Pinocchio deeper into a dark and dense area. Pinocchio began to feel that the wolf's intentions were bad, but he thought it was too late. He had to make a cunning plan. As the wolf took Pinocchio to the darkest part of the forest, Pinocchio was thinking about ways to escape. Suddenly, something Geppetto had taught him came to mind. "Pinocchio, when you are in trouble, stay calm and observe your surroundings. There is always a way out in nature." Pinocchio looked around. There were large, thick branches among the trees and various stones on the ground. Maybe these could be useful to him. He started making a plan. "Wolf, can we rest a little? I'm very tired," said Pinocchio, with a feigned weariness in his voice. The wolf nodded mockingly. "Okay, but don't linger. We're running out of time." Pinocchio sat down and leaned against a tree, his eyes scanning the branches and stones around him. The wolf, thinking Pinocchio was tired, wandered a little further away. This was Pinocchio's chance. He quietly got up and carefully approached the wolf. He took a sturdy branch in his hand and made sure it wouldn't break. The wolf was unaware of Pinocchio wandering around. Pinocchio swung the sturdy branch at the wolf's head from behind. The wolf stumbled and fell to the ground from the sudden blow. Pinocchio ran away as fast as he could. However, the forest was so dense that he didn't know which way to go. He could hear the wolf's growls and angry voices behind him. "I'll catch you, little puppet." As Pinocchio tried to run faster, he suddenly came to a dead end. There was a high, rocky wall in front of him, covered with vines. He thought he would have to go back and face the wolf. Just then, he noticed a small gap behind the vines. Could he get through there? He decided to try immediately. He pulled the vines apart and tried to squeeze through the gap. With difficulty, he made it to the other side and found himself at the entrance of a cave. The cave was so hidden that it couldn't be seen from the outside. Pinocchio took a deep breath and entered the cave. It was cool and dark inside, but it was his only chance of escape. As he walked deeper into the darkness, he tried to keep his footsteps quiet. As he went deeper into the cave, he heard the wolf's voices less and less from outside. Pinocchio felt his heart beating fast, but he kept moving forward. After a while, he saw a faint light inside the cave. As he walked towards the light, he realized that he had reached the end of the cave and found the exit. When he went outside, he found himself in a safer and more familiar part of the forest. He immediately ran towards Geppetto's house. When Geppetto's house came into view, Pinocchio shouted joyfully, Geppetto. Geppetto. I'm home. Geppetto appeared at the door and hugged Pinocchio. Oh, Pinocchio. I was so worried. Where were you? Pinocchio told him everything that had happened breathlessly. Geppetto listened carefully and then nodded with a smile. You are a very brave puppet, Pinocchio. But you have to be more careful from now on. Pinocchio hugged Geppetto and promised. I promise, Geppetto. I'll be more careful from now on. From that day on, Geppetto and Pinocchio became even closer. Pinocchio had learned a lot from his adventure. He realized that he should always be careful of the dangers of the forest and that he could be brave and find solutions in any situation.